I am Hef.
I am Lindsey.
And this is Best Friends Nonsense.
Hi! Welcome back,
Or welcome to
Best Friends Nonsense. I feel like we're trying to get better at
We're
that.
trying.
I think I said or at the same time to you, and it didn't work.
Yeah. It's okay.
They know where they're going. They know who we are. Hopefully.
By now you should.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. If not,
If you're not, I'm Lindsey. Hi.
I'm Hef. Whoa, almost said my name. I'm also Heather. It's weird. God.
In the description, I do put Hef, so.
I don't know who I am. It's okay. I'm having an identity crisis, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like because I've been awake since 5:30 this morning and
Maybe.
I'm really tired.
Could have.
That mixed
Uh-huh.
with everything else.
All right.
I am drinking a White Claw.
Yeah, we got some drinky drink. Just like that time when we were eating on the couch and we were like,
Yeah,
hey.
just get a snack.
Just get a snack.
Order
It's okay.
DoorDash. It's fine.
Yeah, I literally stuffed my face with a taco.
Okay.
Before we started, I stuffed my face with 2 tacos and yes, it was delicious.
She was going to only do one, but you can't reheat Taco Bell tacos.
You can't.
You cannot. They're not good. And we've got a cool pot. I'm excited because I get to learn. I love
like
to
you
learn.
segued really hard there. I was like, what's happening?
No, I'm excited for our
if you guys
podcast
read my
today.
shirt, sorry for any family that is watching. But we have a kid, so you should know. I'm just saying.
You know.
Yeah, so this is the D&D episode, but first we're going to do some recaps, and
Of course.
we're going to go off into our nonsense that we do, so buckle up.
Yep.
We're going to be here for a while.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so since you didn't write yours down, do you want to go first on the recap?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to drink mine.
Yeah. So, my niece's first day of kindergarten was on Thursday.
Oh.
It broke my little aunt heart, but her and her older sister held hands on the way into school, and
Boo-boo was shouting in there.
she is. She has some strong feelings. Give me Ivory.
But yeah, I saw that picture of them holding hands.
I
That's
know.
So cute.
Oh my gosh! And I guess when they had got out of the car, because they were in the drop-off line, my sister didn't walk them in, which I broke my aunt's heart. I was like, oh my gosh, walk them in. But she did have kindergarten camp, so she already knew where her class was.
Oh,
She's already met her
that's good.
teacher. She's already met all the kids
That's
because it was a
good.
requirement for them to go.
Yeah.
So, definitely not an issue there.
You're shedding bad. Jeez.
And then
Is that
because of
confetti?
the kindergarten camp, they also let my older niece go and see where her classroom was and stuff. And it's just right inside the first door that they go in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you're right. You don't have to. She's a big girl. She's going to be fine. And she is
I
loving
would
it.
have bawled my eyes out personally.
Oh my gosh. She loves it. She
That's
absolutely
great.
loves it. However, I will tell you this. I did get a story, and my sister called me when I was at work because she said, I know that you're going to want this story because I know you're going to want to talk about it on the podcast. And it's podcast day. So she knows. She may not watch the podcast, but she knows. My little baby niece, will love her to pieces.
Spunky little thing.
Oh my goodness. Spunky and sassy.
Yep.
So, and opinionated.
Yes.
Already has had her first relationship and her first breakup.
She's only been going for a couple days.
Today was day 4 of kindergarten.
What?
So apparently, I don't know his name. I don't know anything.
Well.
All I know is that apparently today he was wearing a shirt and she said that it looked girly. And he cried. So then she called him a baby.
Oh, God.
And he broke up with her.
I would too.
I was like, I don't even blame, because like
Boys are allowed to have emotions.
One of my friends at work, she just heard. I was like, so wait, he broke up with her, and she was like, my friend was like, so we're beating up a little boy, and I was like, no, he broke up with her for a good reason. It's okay. She's mean. She's mean.
Yeah. Boys are allowed to have emotions.
Yeah.
I keep almost saying her name.
And boys are allowed to wear shirts that are a little girly if they like it. It's fine. It's just a shirt. Who cares? Just because your mom's super opinionated doesn't mean you have to be. It's okay.
True. It's very true.
Love him for who he is. Let him sparkle. Let him like Taylor Swift.
That is the third little girl that I know that went to kindergarten this week. Oh, I guess last week. A bunch of little people growing up.
Yeah, because my niece and your niece.
No, she went in first grade.
Oh, that's right.
Two of my friends.
I'll
bleep out their names.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I knew that one of them was like right at the same age.
Yeah. What else happened?
Okay, so yeah, that's all for the kindergarten recap. And then let's see. I picked up on Sunday, and my next day off isn't until this coming Sunday. So I'm going to be working a total of 9 days straight before a day off. And I just volunteered. Just straight up volunteered. Don't get me wrong, I made good money on Sunday for a day off.
When is the part where I yell at you for overworking yourself?
Bleep out that little
I was about to say, I'm not going to add that part.
Yeah. I was like, it's okay.
Tipsy Hef, I had to edit a lot of stuff out last week, too. Tipsy Hef was saying words, and I'm like, I better not add this.
Yeah. Some days I'm a little unhinged. That's why I'm glad that this is happening when I'm going to be doing a lot of listening.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah, we decided that this time I'm the talker and she's a listener, which is good because I can't hear.
Yeah.
And she can't talk.
Yeah. We are both having issues
But
today.
now, watch, once I have to start reading, I can't read, which that's going to be so fun.
See, I can read.
Yeah.
I just can't think of my own words.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is my words aren't working.
I was never good at reading in school. Even though I liked it, I mostly liked writing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn the opposite. Well, like I like writing, but I like the act of writing, not necessarily the, like.
I like the final result.
Yeah. I like the process.
Yeah. I used to, and then I broke it.
Yeah.
Now it just hurts to write.
That breaks my heart for you.
Yeah. Anything else happen? Just gotta work 9 days in a row.
Yep, just working a lot. In a building with broken air conditioning.
Yeah.
That only works in part of the building. There was, like, I didn't sweat that much today, honestly, which was great because it's podcast day. So the less I sweat, the better, because I'm going to come straight to your house after work and I don't want to smell gross. I can only do so much with perfume and deodorant, you know?
True.
Obviously, I'm sure I could shower if I needed to. But
yeah, if you need to.
It's just not my shower. It's not the
get
same.
it.
You get it. Yeah.
I get it. Like, I told, who was I telling that to recently? I was like, I have the worst time showering at other people's places, or even, like, if I'm on vacation, I feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not my shower.
It's uncomfy. I'm not used to it, and I don't like being in unfamiliar environments without clothes on. It's weird.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
I need to get that printed on a t-shirt. It used to be podcast merch.
Yeah. I just don't like being naked in unfamiliar places.
I'm witty sometimes.
Yeah. But my week recap. See, I can't. It's happening already. So update on my shoulder from last week because we hung the clothesline.
Yeah.
It still hurts. Yeah, I hurt myself real bad. My shoulder, like, off and on hurts. I'm old.
Sorry, like we said, I just had to turn off the nerves in my spine.
Right.
Check it.
And speaking of little girls and nieces, I saw my littlest niece cheer for the first time at a football game. It was so cute. I said, I'm just so proud, even though she was done halfway through because it was so hot. But she was so done. She, like, all the little girls were like, let's go home. Or like, yeah, it was so funny. But it was so cute because her big sister cheers. And it was just, it was a way to, like, recap, like, what it was like seeing her sister cheer. And I mean, her sister was more into it. She's always loved cheering and being spotlighty, but
the little one doesn't do that as much, so it's cool
I mean,
to see
she's
her.
the littlest, so she knows she's always in the spotlight and everybody's always looking at her because she's the littlest. But for some reason, she's so shy when she cheers. Like, she barely, like, you could see she was barely saying the words and barely doing the movements. But the little cheers are so cute.
Yeah.
And they won. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. I took a picture with her, like I did with her sister. I was like, look, I have one with her, and now I have one with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute. Let's see. And then the same day, so we went to her game, and then the same day we're like, it's really hot, let's go swimming. So we went swimming with friends, and then after we went over to their house, and we watched a Dragon Ball Z movie. Did you ever watch those? Dragon Ball Z?
It's
like an
not
anime.
when I was younger,
That's
but
what I
I
mean.
did when
You know what it at least is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we watched the whole movie, and Boo Boo would, like, sit on the chair in front of their TV and just watch. And I was like, what? That's crazy that she likes this. It must be all the colors.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all the colors, the
Yeah.
action, everything.
Yeah,
There's
a lot
so
of
much going
movement.
on all the
Yeah,
time, so it's
yeah.
a lot to look at.
But we watched it all, and I was not expecting to watch a movie. And then Sunday we went to a park/water park near where you live, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And it was so hot that day, and we were sweating. It was like 3 different Z's. What? G's. And weird. So there was so many kids there, and I noticed that some of the parents were around and whatever, and like you should be. And we were walking through the water park section, and this one kid was dual wielding plastic knives and, like, running around, and I guess he would go around and, like, pretend to, like, people, and or, like, threaten them, like he was threatening to do it, you know. And the one was like, this one girl was saying, you know, leave him alone, stop, or whatever. And then other things happened, I guess. And so these 2 parents got in a fight, and they were saying, like, my son is he's innocent, he's not doing nothing, yours is picking on mine. And it's just like, how about we just admit that maybe both your kids were wrong? Because one was picking on somebody, and one is going around being real awful. And but instead they choose to argue and not discipline their kids, so the one just leaves. And it's just like, okay, why should we discipline kids? Nobody disciplines kids anymore. Let's not do that. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. It was
Great.
crazy.
They're going to grow up to be kids who don't, or adults who don't take responsibility for their actions.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the children you're raising.
Yeah.
Don't
seriously. And then Boo Boo had a checkup. She's getting so big, and she's starting to, like, actually look and, like, act more like a toddler instead of a baby. And I cried last
really
night
is.
because of it.
I noticed that earlier. Like, she's just, like, even to herself, like, she's, like, just, like, she's talking.
Yeah.
Like, she's making not necessarily always full sentences, but at least phrases, little like short little questions, like things like that. And it's just so cool to see, like,
yeah, where
she's
been.
So smart.
Yeah, she
oh
is
my
so smart.
goodness.
And Hef, when she first, I don't know how many episodes we were in, but she gave her this tiny panda bear, and every time Hef comes over, she digs the panda bear out.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah.
It used to be on my keychain because I got it from a Panda Express opening somewhere. And I thought it was cute, so I put it on my keychain.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to play with it one day, so I was like, okay.
And
then I got it back.
Yeah.
And then I left it one time, and then I got it back again. And then the next time I was like, she can just keep it. Like, my nieces would, like, play with it on occasion, but literally they have not even asked about it.
Oh, well, there you go.
They have not even noticed it's missing. So.
Mm-hmm. And we tried, don't judge me, my kid still uses a passy, and we successfully put her down without one last night, and I cried. Because I'm like, my baby's not a baby anymore. Oh, and I turned to Joshua. I was like, can I have a hug? I'm so sad. And I cried. And I'm just like, it's so sad seeing your baby grow up.
Yeah.
I can't. And then, and for all the women watching, I had a pap today, my yearly pap. So if you're watching and you're a woman, go get your pap smears. It's important. Just wanted to put that in there because it's important.
It is important. Maintain your health.
Exactly. You only got this one body, and you need to take care of it. Yep. That went very quickly.
Yeah.
Probably because you didn't write down a
but genuinely, like, I've not had anything eventful happen.
Right. Yeah,
and it wasn't even eventful
earlier, and
it was just, it created a lot in my head.
Girl, I feel it.
Which is actually more of a problem than anything.
Right.
So
I still need to ask my insurance what they cover so I can get this ball rolling. Mm-hmm. So that I can see if I can get tested for ADD, Yeah. Because it's just getting worse. I noticed Sunday, I asked Joshua a question in the car. And I asked the question. And then my brain started going off the rails. And I didn't even listen. My ears turned off. And I was in my own head. And then I'm like, I am so sorry. I did not hear a single thing you just said. I'd be mad at me. If you're mad at me, I understand. I'd be mad at me. I am mad at me.
That's so pink. I do that too. I'm like,
sorry,
I will just keep going. And I'm just like, I would be mad at me. I suck. I don't know. I don't know what
You're
I'm
right.
doing. Like,
you're right. I do suck.
And meanwhile, they're just like, what is happening? Like, what is going on?
Literally. That's exactly what it was like too. Like, he didn't say anything, and I'm like, you can be mad. I'd be mad. I am mad.
And he's just like,
he's like, it's fine. I'll just answer it again. But yeah, it's getting bad. Like, my brain just keeps wandering out of control.
Yes. I am so serious. Like, I feel like my brain is unhinged, and I have that. Granted, this is a lot. Like, just today, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But, like, I've had enough caffeine in my body today to keep me going. And I'm just, like, all over the place. Like,
I noticed. They noticed. The things I've already had to cut out for you people.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I suck, Lindsey. I'm so sorry.
I'm totally playing.
I know you are. I still have anxiety, though.
That felt like it was like I don't know. Anyway,
it felt like a long pause because
yeah,
I did stop,
like,
but then you looked up at me
hello?
like I was going to continue, and then so I was like, okay, I guess I'll finish the thought.
I know. I was like, what happened?
I don't know.
I feel like
my
you
brain
were keep
stopped.
Talking, and then you stopped talking.
My brain was like, oh, whoop.
Okay, so let's see if I do this justice. We're going to talk about D&D. So I have 3 pages of notes, and I'm just going to read from what I wrote and sometimes paraphrase if I feel like it. Anyway,
Or
bear
give
with me.
examples.
Yes, I am very excited. I give her 2 different examples on how to like do different things, and we're just gonna hop right in it. Okay,
I'm excited.
D&D or Dungeons and Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game. It is a game where literally anything can happen, and the possibilities are endless. Most people, when they think of D&D, they think olden times, like how Thor or Shakespeare speak, and it can be that, but it can also be any time or place. Something I love about D&D is that you can make this whole universe that has its own places and people, and you're just this character in a land that is made up, and you can do whatever you want, basically. I think my favorite part is that you feel part of something. A group. You're just sitting around a table with people and having fun, just being a nerd that so many of us got made fun of for being, and here you are accepted. Because I know I love being a part of something, as I'm sure many people do, and this is it's just a game that you feel totally accepted. You can be as off the wall as you want or as simple as you want, and it's just great to be, a part of something.
As weird as this is going to sound, that is literally how I feel about my job.
Yeah.
That's why I love it.
That's why you're there all the time.
Yeah, that's why I'm there all the time, because I feel happy when I'm there. I got to work with all of my favorite people on Sunday. I was like, okay, how can I pass up this shift?
Right. And that's how I feel about D&D. That's why you want to play all the time, is because you just love playing and you get to be around people you like. And yeah. So we're going to go into a gameplay.
Okay.
Real fast.
Also,
yes,
since we had paused, your hair is really pretty today.
Thank you.
I was just I literally was staring at your hair for a solid minute, and I was like, I need to pay attention to what she's saying, but her hair is just perfectly curled. It's just really cute.
Thanks. This is natural.
Really?
Yeah, except for the bangs.
It used to be.
The bangs.
Yeah, it used to. I feel like it used to be so straight.
I know. I feel like my hair's doing something journey-wise. I don't know what it's doing.
It looks really cute.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel happy. Okay, so imagine you are in a dark forest and the trees are all around you. You're walking along a dirt path. The moon is high in the sky, and you can hear crickets chirping and frogs croaking in the distance. You are a tabaxi wizard. And so a tabaxi is a humanoid cat. And a wizard is a wizard. Only armed with a couple of spells and a dagger at your side. You are walking along, whistling a tune, and you hear a twig snap behind you. What do you do? This is where we jumped full force into a gameplay, and he was just like, so what do you guys want to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do I want to do? Yeah, so what would you do?
Take my dagger and spin around really fast with it to protect me closely while threatening but not necessarily aiming to kill.
Okay.
Just aiming to protect myself.
So typically, depending on a character, you might not be able to see in the dark, because remember, it's not nighttime.
Yeah, exactly.
But because you're a tabaxi, you can see at nighttime because you're a cat, and that's just so you can see up to 60 feet away, but shapes up gray, so you can't exactly see like in daytime, but you can see. You still aren't sure. It looks like an animal, so you pull out your dagger. Is that what you decided you're doing? Or, because that was before. So,
okay.
So you still aren't sure what it is.
Oh, so now I've turned around and I still don't know what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ask it what it is.
So
what it wants. Ask it what it wants.
So then you would have to roll a special for that, because not everybody has
the ability to communicate with the other one.
Say it's an animal, or you would have to roll to see, your DM might be okay, so roll for and that's a cool thing about D&D is that I didn't know what you were going to do. So even though I had a plan, what you did is the point of the game is you can do whatever you want. I really like that part.
I'm curious to know what you thought I might do.
I thought you were just going to spin around and look. I didn't know you were going to pull a dagger.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like it's at my side. I want to have it ready.
Yeah.
I'm a scaredy cat.
So, like, you could
That's so
roll
funny.
for insight or perception, and that's when you would roll a number 20 die.
Yeah.
But it's really up to your DM what they feel like you should roll, or so I'll get into that. That was our section. We'll get back into the fighting later. So, the game does have some math in it, but it's not hard math. It's addition or subtraction. But being a player and not a dungeon master is so much easier. A dungeon master or a DM is the one who makes the story and makes the world you are playing in. They have a plan for what the story will, like where it will go, but ultimately it is up to the party on where it goes. DMs have to be creative and descriptive because it is up to them to give you the tools to imagine in your mind what is happening. And I was also requested to add D&D is not a game of DMs versus players, but rather a cooperative game with a chance to create an awesome story together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do make it so that the DM is
Like a villain.
yeah, a villain, and he's like the god of the game, so
Yeah.
like he can tear it all apart or like give you a really hard enemy that kills everybody, or but it really, and that might happen with some DMs, but most of the time they just want you to have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's the point of a DM, is to hey, let's make a story together, guys.
Yeah.
So the point of a player is to not be the best character and have no flaws, because every character has its own strengths to add to the party. So is life, you know?
Yeah.
You can either create a character or get a pre-made one. I believe the app that we used can build one for you. D&D Beyond is what we use, and we're not sponsored, but you can.
We're open to it.
Right. So, when you are creating a character, we use the 5e version, and there's so many versions. But we just use the current one that everybody typically uses. It's called 5e. And you have so many choices to, like, in the app, they literally have everything programmed in it, so you just have to go through the steps and you get to create your character, custom everything. So you really get into like care about your character.
Yeah.
So first you would pick a race, and there are base races and there are DLC races as well. It really helps you because the app knows the rules, and the book, they have books built in the app, so that really helps you if you want to like deep dive into all the races. And whatever you could think of, you can ask it any question about D&D. So, just starting out, like my party did, we are pretty lenient on many rules. There are customizations along the way for each step of creating a character to really make it your own. Starting off, you pick a race: dragonborn, dwarf, elf, gnome, Goliath, half-elf, half-orc, halfling, don't know how that's different, human, tabaxi, warforged, just to name a few. And that's literally just to name a few. There's so many. Or I said elf. I'm a sub race of elf, which I'm an Eldrin. Eldrin, I don't know how to exactly pronounce it, but it is a kind that really they just live anywhere, but they live in the Feywild, which is a whole different category. It's like there's no rules in that land. It is crazy in that land. Things don't make sense there.
Oh.
That kind of place. So, like, imagine if you're on an acid trip.
Oh.
I've never been in.
I have not, but I have been.
I've heard of things.
I have had it described to me a number
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah. So if you're curious what each one of those races are, you can read up on each one to decide which one you want to be in the app or in the books that they have that are Countless. Next, you would pick between classes. A class is a combination of your role and what powers you have. It defines how you interact with the world and your role in the party. You can choose between barbarian, bard, blood hunter, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, and wizard. So many classes. Again, you can read up on each one of these to decide on what you want to be. The fun thing is that there are no rules on what you can be. So I thought, and I was thinking way too deep in it, that if I was a elf, I couldn't be a barbarian. I thought it wouldn't make sense. But apparently you can be whatever you want. You can combine whatever you want. And I'm like,
that would be hilarious.
I know, right? Can you imagine a huge elf? That would make sense to me, but
or just like a swole elf.
Yeah, exactly. Like who?
like I'm thinking Dave the Barbarian
Right?
from our childhood, but
Yeah.
like really, really short. same, just tiny.
Well, typically elves are human size.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They all have different
Oh.
height scales.
Oh, okay.
So, like, a dwarf are the people you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
So, really, really short guys are dwarfs typically. Goliaths are really big guys. So, they're
Yeah.
typically the barbarians or the whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know how big dragonborns are. Gnomes, I think they're the same size as
Like
dwarfs.
lawn gnomes.
Yeah. Basically. Anyway, after all of that, picking all the race in the class, then comes more customizations because this is where you roll or just choose a standard array of abilities. Depending on which character you make, it will give you different stats. In each character, there is strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And they are on your character sheet. And I will give you an example of what it looks like. This is me. That's my character sheet. And these are my stats.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was going to roll to give these. That's what you roll is the numbers underneath. And I did, and they were all sucky numbers. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do standard array. Because that's what sometimes happens. Depending on race, you get a bonus / modifiers. So that's what these are modifiers. And which isn't always a good thing. My character, like I said, is an Eladrin elf druid named Ina. And she has a -1 modifier on strength and a +0 on charisma. If you decide to do a deep dive into races, it helps because you understand why. I did, of course. So I know the reason my charisma doesn't have any modifier is because typically elves stick to themselves and they think that they are better than others. I also have a lower armor class because druids don't like using heavy armor since they need room to move for spells. So that's what that little guy is right there. That's very important to know because that's how things hit you.
Yeah.
Yes. So now we come to the portion of dice. So dice is the most important thing other than your character. It's how you do anything. A d20. So where is he? He is right here. A d20 is a 20-sided die. It is the one that you use the most. You use it for initiative, skill, and difficulty checks, saving throws, and actions. So literally everything. Yeah. The others are called a d12. So I'll just throw these guys over here. Beep, 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 beep. And these are my dice. They're pink and with gold writing. And I was like, that's me. That's me.
Very cute.
So the other ones are called d12, d10, d100, d8, d6, and d4. And they look overwhelming. I know it did when I first started to play. But you only really use the other dice depending on the spell or weapon that it tells you to roll, basically. One thing to know, especially, is a natural 20 is life. It's basically like the best thing that you can roll. A natural 20 is when you roll a 20 without modifiers. So say you're in combat and you roll to see if you hit the enemy. If you roll a natural 20, it is called a critical hit. And that means it doubles your damage. And it's an automatic hit. There is a thing called a dirty 20, which means that you use a modifier to get to 20. So it's not the same. The opposite is called a natural 1, which means that you failed your attack / skill check, etc. in the worst way possible. Whatever way you failed is up to you and your DM. You never want to roll a natural 1. Never. It sucks. Don't do it. That's how I almost killed Zenora the very first time that we played, is because I rolled very low. I don't know if I actually did a 1 or I think I actually did do a 1. And that's when my DM said, okay, roll again. And I was like, oh, God. And that's when he said, okay, so you got whatever number I got. And he said, okay, you shoot Zenora. And whatever I rolled for damage is what she got. So I'm like, awesome. That's accidentally shoot a friend. So after dice, I did skills. So each character has skills that they are proficient in. So that's what this is. I did not feel like listing all of the skills. There are so many. For example, as an elf, I am proficient in perception, insight, history, arcana, and animal handling. But some of those are also because of the choices I made in making Ina. I chose for her to be a sage, which means that she is a researcher. She can recall history on things that she has read or seen. Each player has a turn, so now we're going into gameplay after we did all the skills and fun stuff like that. So gameplay mostly looks like this when you are doing whatever. That's what I mostly have mine on, is on the actions tab. So each player has a turn. To decide the order, you roll a d20, and that is called initiative. So when you are, we don't see, that's where we're kind of relaxed at it though, is because normally, I don't know how it goes, but for us, when we're just walking around and free playing, we don't do initiative. But as soon as we're in combat, we do initiative. So it just depends on your DM, I guess. Highest number goes first, and so on. On each turn, you can move, 1 action, 1 bonus action, and or interact with something. So you have all those options in your turn. So each one of those, to describe it, is move. So depending on your speed of your character, is how far you can move. So I think my speed is 30 feet. So I can walk, and we have squares that we play on the tabletop. So you can move 5 spaces or 6 spaces. I forget how many spaces it is. Again, math. I just let the people that know how to do math do it for me. Yeah. And then action. And an action is attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, or use an object. So all of those you can do. A bonus action is either a second attack if you have a weapon in each hand, or a bonus action is specified by ability or spell. I typically do not have a bonus action. The only one I have when I first started was literally oh, you don't have anything. You can do this thing that's 2-weapon fighting, but I don't have 2-weapon fighting. But now I have Misty Step, which means I can teleport, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also interact. Depending on what you are trying to do, you can draw a sword, put food in your mouth, put on a mask, steal a flask off a table, open a door, stuff like that. Just interacting with something.
Yeah.
So typically they give you about 60 seconds to do anything that you're trying to do in your turn.
Right.
Which,
otherwise it would take forever.
exactly. And you don't exactly have to. Like when you're first starting, it's very overwhelming. You're just like, oh God, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So we're going to play for example. So let's say you are going to attack.
Okay.
Using the example as before, you are a tabaxi wizard and you have spells. Let's say you're fighting a zombie. So that thing in the woods is a zombie following you, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I made the right decision.
Yes. So you can use a spell called Firebolt, right?
Okay.
And this spell is where you can hurl a ball of fire at an enemy within 120 feet. So let's just say you're in range, right?
Okay.
Normally you would see it on the tabletop how close you are, but
Right.
we'll just say that you're close enough.
Okay.
You would roll a d20 first to see if you hit your target. So if you want to go ahead and roll a d20 and see if you...
Should I roll it on the table?
Yeah, go for it.
Sense? Okay.
Let's see, what'd you get? You got a 10? Okay. She got a 10, so that's a hit. So now you would do a d10. Okay, so you would roll that to see how much damage you do.
Okay. The 0.
And then that would be up to your DM being like, and yeah, you went to throw the fireball and it literally just went... Nothing happened. So then it would be the zombie's turn to attack you. And that's the only thing about being close range hitting, which you could be far off. That's how I fight, is I'm a very offensive player. I'm back here. I am not in somebody's grill because I am a bow and arrow. I have bow and arrows mostly and spells. But I learned the hard way because of my hit points that I am not made to be a fighter. So if you're close enough, then they can hurt you. Yes. So yeah, that was fun. That was your turn.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that fun?
It was fun, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
After all of that, there's so much more I can go into that would just make this drone on and on, like spells, weapons, equipment, items, and how your inventory works. There is just so much that you can do and customize and have fun with that would make us be here for hours if we went into it all. I have always loved deep diving into whatever I'm into. When my friend group decided that we were going to give D&D a try, I was so excited because I was curious about it. Don't get me wrong, I still have anxiety because I'm afraid I'm going to die. And also because sometimes it is hard to get into character with people I've known for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
People I know, but my character does not know their characters.
Yeah.
And you forget that, and it's kind of just awkward to like introduce yourself with someone you've known for so long.
Yeah.
I dove deep into my character. I know everything about her. I knew I wanted to be an elf, so I looked up everything I could about elves and the specific variation I am. I wanted to know her traits, strengths, weaknesses, friends, foes, and what they believe in. Really, this is just a chance to really nerd out
Yeah.
and dive deep into something. But unfortunately, that's all I have. I hope I've done it justice for you guys, and now when I do D&D updates, you can understand a little bit more why crazy things happen and why sometimes you accidentally fall from a great height or you shoot your friend. All because you rolled sucky. But yeah, seriously, there's so much I could go into. It goes on and on about stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was the actions tab. But here's like inventory, and that's all my inventory stuff. You got backpacks, satchels. This is my quiver for special stuff. And rings that I've attuned to, which attuning means like you get acquainted with, I guess. And
Almost
then it works.
like you exchange energy or something like that. Yeah.
And I have a ring of protection so that I could have a higher armor class. That was very important to me. And I have a ring of warmth just in case we get into somewhere that's cold.
Yeah, because you like to be warm.
Yes. In my specific character, Ina, she, like I said, she's a sage. And one thing I found really weird was in her inventory, it specifically said that I have a note from a dead colleague posing a question that I have not been able to answer. I'm like, what the heck does that mean?
That is crazy.
Yeah, like, interesting. But here's my list of spells. So I have Mending, Produce Flame, and Thorn Whip. And cantrips are the kind that you can just do instantaneously. You don't have to roll for anything. Unless you're using it for, like, attacking.
For, like, a big attack.
For attacking or whatever. But you don't have to, like, use up these things called slots. You only have so many slots per rest. And your character has to take either short rests and you get some things back depending on what your character is. So you only have so many slots that you can take care. And then long rest is basically like you're sleeping a full 8 to 10 hours and like, just like us, you just reset everything.
Yeah.
So you get all your health points back, you get all your spell slots back, rest, you know.
Yeah.
You're not hungry anymore, I guess. I don't know how it works. We don't do food. We never really, like... We do, obviously, we rest, but we don't really, like, my character's hungry.
Yeah.
And don't ask if they go to the bathroom. I saw this video of this guy being like, my guy wants to go to the bathroom. So his DM made him roll for, oh dear, I don't remember what it was. But he ended up, like, hurting himself going to the bathroom. He's like, and I stubbed my toe. And I broke my arm. Because I couldn't wipe.
Well, that escalated quickly.
So he's like, did you learn not to go to the bathroom in D&D? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Don't be stupid.
I like everybody's character. I think everybody picked a really good character that really embodies them for our first time. I think we all picked very well. But the only thing about your party is that you have to talk to everybody to make sure that everybody's a different class so that nobody's the same.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, like all different characters bring different strengths to the party. Like that's why you need people like me and the other elf, because she's a back person too. She's back support like I am. And then there's other people like our Tabaxi and our Goliath and our Warforged. Like they are front people. They fight up front. Well, and also our other elf. She hasn't played in a while though. I forgot about her. Sorry. She also is. She's very aggressive. I don't know if that's just her character, and that's just how he wants to play her, because it's a guy playing a girl. I don't know if that's just how he wants to play her, because his chick has as many armor class as I do. So I'm like, what's your plan here? You want to die? Yeah. Like, what's happening? But
like, friend, are you okay?
Yeah, are you all right? All right. And he is one of the people that, or he, playing as she, wants to be the one that starts the fights. Always super aggressive, like I said. I'm just, let's fight. But yeah, like I said, there's so much more I can go into, and it's really how you want to form your character. Like I said, my chick has a random note from a dead colleague, and she is very, like, I am not a studious person, as we all have discovered, but my chick is. And she loves reading. She loves doing research. She wants to meet as many people as she can so that they can...
You do research?
Yeah, now. I used to not.
This is true. This is true.
And I don't want to meet everyone I can.
No. I didn't make the comparison there. No, I know.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. I don't either. Sometimes people suck.
Yeah, they do. But my chick always sees the good in everybody, and she just wants to know all the information that they have and teach her something along the way. And she's a very group-oriented. She wants to just keep the peace and be in a group That sure sounds like somebody I sure know. Me. And
Let's say this sounds like you're describing my work personality.
but yeah, so hopefully that. Do you feel like you understand it any better?
I feel like it makes more sense in my head for sure.
Okay.
Like it.
Did I answer any questions or?
So the thing about it is honestly, I didn't really have that many questions. But I didn't know about all of these other dice. I knew about the 20. I knew about that one.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know about any of the other ones, which I guess it makes sense if I'm going to know about any, I would know about that one.
Right, because it's the most important one.
But also, I thought that they were so cool when I was younger that one time I bought one at like some kind of festival.
Really?
They had them and they gave you like a thing to put it in a necklace, and I wore it as a necklace.
I want it.
It was pink and black marbled with silver lettering.
Want it.
If I ever come across it, it is yours. I don't think I have it anymore, though. I genuinely do not think I have it. But I can,
want it.
because I know what it looked like in my head, I bet you I can get you something identical.
Okay. I mean, your birthday's before mine. You can give me your
There's
birthday
Christmas,
present.
too.
That's true. Yeah.
Also,
Oh, I need to go
this is who I am as a
shopping for your
person, too.
birthday.
You don't really have to shop much.
Well, no, not yours. I guess I got to put in time for your birthday.
Yes.
Yes.
I was about to say, I already told you what I want, and it does not really require shopping.
No.
Maybe some supplies.
Yeah, supplies.
But that's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, when I first saw all these dice, I was very overwhelmed. I'm like, what do you do with them? But my specific chick, like, I've never used this die. I've never used the 10. I mostly use this one. I've used this one. Obviously, the D20.
Yeah.
I've used... I think, yeah, I use mostly just those 3 for all my attacks. But most of the time, I use...
This one is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Because it was really confusing at first. I was like, and I was like, wait a minute. Obviously, that would not land up. It would land like that on the flat side.
Yep.
Which means
yeah, you would do 4 damage. But then other spells, like they tell you to use 2 die of the same thing, or however many that it tells you to do. So, like, with the example of a natural 20, so, like, say you roll a nat 20 for an attack, so that's an immediate hit, and then you would roll, so, say it's 2 6 die, so now you would do 6, and so that would be, 12 damage.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I've never done it. I want to.
Yeah.
But I've never done it. And, like, literally when you do a nat 20, everybody... like, cheers. They're like, woohoo! But then I looked it up, and apparently with some rolls, like, it depends on, like, whatever game you're playing, D20s could be bad. I'm like, I didn't know that. I've always been taught that D20 was great. Yeah. And all of us have done terrible rolls, all of us. But that's also camaraderie, like when you're at a restaurant and it's a super bad rush, and it's camaraderie after you're done. You're like, we did it, guys. That's how we feel every time we finish a chapter. We're like, we did it, guys. Yeah. Well, I don't know how else to talk about D&D, I guess. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys understand better now.
I understand a little better now.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys had fun. Hopefully you had fun.
I had fun.
That's good. That's good. You seem a little sleepy.
I'm very sleepy. That's like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm probably to here.
Oh, I'm like to hear.
I barely, but that's also way sweeter. That one's way easy. That one's way more drinkable than that is anyway.
It's upsetting how easily this is to drink. It's upsettingly so.
Because also those are
24. 24.
Oh my gosh, my trainee today, she told me that she's gonna turn 24 like on her next birthday. It's in a couple months or whatever. And I was like, did you grow up on SpongeBob? Are you going to have an over the top? What's better than 24, 25
I
cake?
didn't.
And she was like, probably. She was like, SpongeBob was my entire childhood. And it was right next to my man bun manager, who now knows that that is his nickname for the podcast, which is hilarious. He thought it was so funny. Because I also got to tell him that the other manager's nickname is Joe Dirt. And I really hope he doesn't tell him because he's going to be mad.
Why? You never told me why
won't-
it's so funny.
He probably won't even be mad. I don't know. I just think it's funny.
Oh.
And I feel like he would feel like it's an insult.
Oh. But he's your second favorite. You could be like, yeah, but you're my favorite, Joe Dirt.
Yeah. I'd be like, look, Joe Dirt's got a special place, okay? It's okay. I just don't want to say your name on the podcast. I think it's fully sarcastic, but it is
Do you think
funny.
they watch?
I know a few of my coworkers do. A new one subscribed today, and that made my heart really
Yeah,
happy.
hi, new subscriber. Hopefully you're watching.
I love my peoples.
Anyways.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out with us and nerding out with me.
Thanks for learning with me.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
Come back next week for more nonsense and bring your friends.
Yes.
Because we always bring ours.
Always.
Like, it's just only fair.
It's weird.
Tell
that
them
you
to
wouldn't bring
subscribe
your
too.
friends.
You guys should, like, both pull it up on your phones and watch it at the same time together.
Yeah, there we go.
And
I like that idea.
subscribe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the subscribing part.
Of course.
Right.
Right.
All right. Well,
I mean, if you want to. We're not forceful.
this feels so back and forth.
I have to be extra sometimes. I don't know.
All right. Well,
Okay.
peace out. Bye.
Bye.